Let's see. So this is the end of checking which part of convo player is moving to. Okay, what is this one real quick? Let me see. This is, okay, this is the one I need to do. This is the checking of current convo part. So this is ending of checking current convo part, and if there is more to current convo. All right, because right here now we need to add an else if. This next else if that we're going to add will allow for a hidden event. Any kind of hidden events that we have inside of our dialog, we will be able to activate it here. And this will automatically activate if we change this one variable to true. All right, so we have this going on here. We're going to checking if a condition is needed, and if it has been met. Yeah, there we go. So if hidden event count is less than hidden event max, go ahead and activate hidden events. So inside of here, this is where you'll put anything that you have hidden for this conversation, like that. Back to outside of here. Next thing we need to do is if there is not a special counter or anything like that going on. I missed something. Did miss something. I was like, wait, so how is this gonna work? Increasing, how that is, increasing the counter of or used to tell game if player has met hidden condition. Hidden event count plus equal 1 right there. And you can do some other stuff. So we will actually highlight this out, because what you can do is you can have this object a persistent, or you can have a save file inside the object that holds this variable. And inside your game, you can have it to where your player finds a gemstone, and then that gemstone will automatically find this object that you're looking for, let's say object sim, and it will automatically increase 1 to the event count. And then when you start back talking to the NPC, when it gets to this point and is actually equal to the event max, it will automatically activate. So that's the reason why this is hidden out. If you don't want something like that and you just want it to happen within the dialogue, you will simply remove that. So we have the hidden event being active, but now what we need to do is we need to do an else. This is pretty much a default. So what this is saying is, if we reach the max part of the conversation, all the max parts in the conversation, we reached it, and there is no hidden event for this particular NPC, we are going to do the following. And the following that we're going to do is we're going to reset the whole convo, or start the convo from a fixed position. I think that's how you spell it. All right, so there you have that. Now what we need to do is we need to figure out what this is right here. This is proceeding to next sentence of convo. So this is the ending of checking or ending of proceeding to next sentence. And then this one is the bracket for keyboard press. All right. So this is ending of player pressing the next button. All right. So there, we should actually have every last thing put together. Like that, the whole entire engine should be done. Let me see what this one is right here. Oh, this is the bracket for the whole entire program. Yeah. Ending of, ending of, this is the ending of player, or ending of convo being activated. There we go. Put a little space there. Else. Boom. So there, we actually have the whole entire engine set up and is ready to run, to be honest. Now, how do you actually utilize this? This is true. We need to figure this out. We just created an extremely powerful engine, and in a second, you are about to witness and experience that big time. You are about to see that all the time you just took to create this, which, I mean, the videos are about like an hour, maybe an hour, 30 minutes, but in all actuality, if you was just doing this, just following straight up along, and I wasn't actually putting it into video form, it probably would only take about 37 minutes to actually make. It did not take me that long to program this engine at all. You know, I just didn't want to make a video and just scam and just run all the way through it and then leave you kind of clueless to why certain things are being done and how this is actually affecting what. So we created the engine. That's all cool. We have certain things coming out. Some of the people will not get an error if they decide to put this into their current project. We also decided to take the... Ooh, we kind of forgot this stuff. Okay, let me go ahead and come at this. Colors used for background. Suddenly, you know, if you want to change the background of Textbox, you will change these. This is going to be color used for changing highlighting text. There we go. Okay, so we decided to also make all these different variables, so then whenever anyone decides to use this, chances are none of these variables are named anything that's in your current project. Maybe speak, but I do not think it is used as an array, so you're probably still good with that as well. You still should be able to load this into any project that you're currently using, and every last thing should work perfectly. The only thing you will have to do is, well, if you decide to use player object right here, you need to have a player object created, or else you will receive an error. But this will not be checked out, because if we check this out, it will send a bigger error inside of our engine. And it's best to have an error outside of the engine and inside this little small line of code, the create area, than to literally have to search through this whole entire engine. This is not in a script, and that is purposely done. If you put this in a script, you will be passing through so many arguments that I don't think it will justify the amount of passing throughs you will be doing just to make it work for a different object versus simply opening this up into a current object. Now, that might sound kind of confusing, but in a second, it will all be made clear. So how do you actually utilize this program or this engine? Well, first is first. Let's go ahead and test it and see if everything works with no errors. I can tell you this right now, the most we're going to get to is only part 2. Even though this has 3 parts, or is it 2 parts in here? It has 2 parts. We did not set it up to continue. So because of that, we're only going to get to the second sentence, but that is cool. So this right here is object text box. We're going to put the object player in here. Remember, there is a talking range, so we're going to have the object player right there. Let's go ahead and start our engine real quick. And move into the other screen. Now I'm going to be pressing E. Hello, this is me and that is you, right? Gonna press R. I know you do not understand, but oranges are very tasty. Now, why do we have a little problem? For one, we did not set a font. So let's go back and set a font real quick. And then secondly, we need to move this over a little bit more to the left side. Well, no, we don't need to do that. We just need to plus this a little bit more. So let's do that. All right, let's go back over to here real quick. And in order to make those few adjustments, we need to go to the box. And this is why it's good to test the stuff before we actually save this as an actual runnable engine. Because this stuff can take some time to find this. Okay, here it is. So in order to fix this, what we need to do is the filler and outliner. It's 200. That's 200. So let's go ahead and put the text. Let's move it back 13. Excuse me. Let's move it back 13. Okay, so that's going to be 190. We'll put it at 190. And this, we're going to give it an extra room of 20. So we're going to subtract 20 from this, 876. Should we do 20 or would that be a bit too much? That might be a bit too much. Let's go ahead and let's do 10. Oops, my bad. Let's do 10. So that'll be 76. Let's just go ahead and knock it down to 70. So that'll be 16. We're moving it 16. There we go, to the right. And then same here. What is this called? The height. The text was a little bit too short. The text box was a bit too short. Okay, so we're starting to get at 120. 120 and it's 107. We're gonna go ahead and knock this off. We're gonna knock that off to 100, so that's giving us a 20 room from the top. And then just to kind of make sure everything else is still lining up correctly, we're going to put this this is 20 off from the top. We're going to put this 10 off from the top. So we're gonna do 110. Just like that. Yeah. All right, let me not start it just yet. I'm gonna go ahead and create the fonts real quick so that we can actually see this a little bit better. Font text box. I'll go ahead and make this 27, and we'll use a font of sure, why not? Let's use this one. Let's knock it to 31. Do that, and then we'll just go into our engine and take these two away. Here we go. All right, so now we'll go ahead and start it. Those few issues should be fixed. I am pressing E. Hello, this is me and that is you, right? We have it nicely spaced on the right side, on the left side, at the top, and at the bottom. Let's go to the next sentence, pressing R. I know you do not understand, but oranges are very tasty. And we do have space at the bottom as well. Very nicely done, very nicely done, very nicely done. Very nice. And that's the furthest we're gonna be able to go because we did not set up how to proceed, which is what I'm gonna show you now. What I'm about to start showing you is how this engine works and how you actually operate it. We only created the whole entire foundation for it. That's all we did. Another thing that you can also see about this engine, which is kind of cool, is if the background is not the same color, which now when I think about it, why is it black? But if it's not the same color, you will also see the text already out and it will actually be highlighting. Right now it looks like it's just scrolling. So let's go ahead and stop this. And the reason why it was black is because the outline was not set to true right here. So we'll go ahead and set this to true. There we go. And let's start it again. And what you'll see this time is the text is already there. It's already there in black. Okay. Because we drew the text in black first. And then we're actually going to be drawing the highlighting. So then you'll see the highlighting. So now I'm pressing E. We already have the black and it's actually highlighting it. It's like a read along now. So you made a read along text box. Hello, this is me and that is you, right? I know you do not understand, but oranges are very tasty. Awesome. All right, so we have the whole entire foundation done. Everything works perfectly. Everything is fine. It is amazing. Now, how do you get this engine to work for you? How do you actually utilize this engine? That is what we're about to be talking about in the next episode. So do stay tuned. Do also go ahead and subscribe and all that kind of good stuff. Subscribe, like the video. You have any other questions about certain parts of the engine, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. I will answer you. You don't have to worry about that. I just ask that you give me some time to answer back, probably at least like a day, maybe two, because I am currently working in a project, and just like we all know, you can simply get lost in programming. By the time you're done, you're like, dang, it's already nighttime, I need to go to bed. But you don't have to worry. I will reply back. Just give me some time. All right. Okay, so here we are with making sure the engine can be set up because everything is working. But again, let's go ahead and take that out. Comment that out just so there's no engine failures or anything kind of crashing or anything like that. And what we're going to do now is we're going to save this to where we can actually use this into any kind of project we want to do. So how exactly do we do that? Good question. Let's go to the create real quick and let's hit this save icon. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually save this on my desktop. And we'll call this Textbox engine create event, or Textbox engine. Let's add a space. Create event. So we know that this goes into the create event of every object. And then we'll have this engine right here, which we'll call Textbox engine draw event. There we go. And there we have it. So now your whole entire engine is set up. So that means if you decide to create another object, which I will show you sooner or later, you can just import them. But first, what we need to do to really see how this actually works is we need to make a few sprites. Okay, we need to make a sprite for the player. So let's just go ahead and do sprite player real quick. And we'll make 2 sprites for the character, the talking. So sprite talk 1, we'll name that sprite talk 1. And we'll make another one called sprite talk 2. All right, let's go into 2 real quick. We'll make this 78 by 78. Go ahead and double click on it. And you guessed it, it is a circle. Yes, we are making a circle. Do not worry, this is not a tutorial about images or how to do all that stuff. It's about the whole entire text box. So that's why we're just making a circle for this one. Let's go ahead and center it. Let's do similar to the same, 64 by 55. And this one will be a square. A square, yeah, let's do a square. Go ahead and trim that down. Center that. And then for the player, let's see, 64 by 64. The player will be a solid purple. Yeah, solid purple. You can center it as well. You don't actually have to center these, just FYI, because if you remember inside the engine, we had it checking through a collision circle. So it's cool with a radius. So if you ever needed it smaller or whatnot, you can simply just change the T range inside of here. Okay, so let me go ahead and close all these. And we're about to start is if we just put it into a project, right? Let's go ahead and give the player sprite player. Okay. And now we're going to actually make an object the player is going to talk to. So let's go ahead and create an object. All right, so in your project, this will be a character, one of the characters that you're making real quick. So we're going to call this character Sam, object Sam. All right, and we're going to give that this one. All right, now we know object Sam is going to be creating things. So like we mentioned, we need a create event, and we're going to simply open up the file, save it on my desktop, Textbox engine create event. Just open it, boom. We can go ahead and close it. Now we need a draw event. Do you already see how fast this is already helping you? You just made another character that is completely able to talk. Just like that. That is so fast. That is so fast. With a very cool text box, should I mention. This one's going to be object, let's do Johnny. We'll do like Johnny Bravo. Let's just do Johnny. I think that's how you spell Johnny. There's a double N. Okay, fine. Let's do object. Steven? Is that Steven? I'm just gonna pretend it's Steven. I think that's Steven. All right, so here we go. Now we know that this person is gonna talk too, so let's go ahead and open up another file. Create event. Boom. Draw event. Heck, that was so fast. We just made two characters set up to actually talk. Just like that. Let's go ahead and save the project. Let's go ahead and put these characters into our room real quick. And just so we can actually see it in action, let's delete this real quick. And what we'll do is we'll have this guy blue up here. And we'll have Sam down here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it to where the player actually will go into the talking range and then talk to them. Okay, so real quick, let's go ahead and set up a very simple basic movement for the player, which this is going to be extremely simple to the point to where we're not even going to put comments. Okay, we're just going to do keyboard check, verc right. We're using vercs, we're not even using orgs. We're making this something we can test and see just how great the engine really is. Oh, let's see, text right, verc right, that's going to be plus equal. So then it doesn't take too long to get there. 10. And if keyboard check verc left, it's gonna be this part I should have actually already did before I started the video, but hey, it's cool because this really has nothing to do with the engine. Text engine, but we have y minus equal 10 as well, and then we'll do if keyboard dang, I cannot type right now. Check down, this will simply be y plus equals 10. There we go. So now the player can move. Okay, just like that. So here we go. You're now working on the story part of your game, or the dialogue of your game, whatever it is you gotta do. Let's go ahead and start putting this to action. So let's open up Sam. What you'll need to do is open up both your create event and your draw event. It's just good to have them both on the screen. I'm gonna put the draw event on the left. I'll kind of widen it a little bit, and I'll put my create event on the right. Kind of overlap because you're really gonna be paying attention to both actually, so I'll try not to overlap. There we go. Okay, so how do we do this? First, let's find out what we want this character to say. All right, so let's do this. We have, hello, this is my name. No, we're gonna do something for real. All right, this is a whole separate video. We're gonna actually make this for real. I'm gonna show you exactly how you can do a live production with this engine, because this is what you need to know. You need to see that this engine is actually helpful, beneficial. So I'm going to try not to talk as much, try to get down to the point so you can also get a visualization of how long it will actually take to do this per any character you have. So the timer will be starting right after I take a sip of my, what is this, June's.